Guys, welcome back to the Jump Off here at Evo Japan 2018. We're back. We're a little bit late. Somebody had some technical difficulties getting here.
You?
It's tournament standard time, baby. We always on time.
There, you see?
FGC,
You can't eat
baby.
chicken, but I rock with you.
What?
You don't know how to eat chicken,
You
probably.
took the whole plate.
That's because you weren't doing the chicken justice, bro.
What did they miss?
Some good chicken, man.
What are you guys talking about?
Man, it was
He knows what he did.
No, you know what you did.
He knows what he did.
That's not what we're here for. That's 100% not what we're here for.
Anyway, we got some new faces joining us here on the tables. We got Steve, Tasty, of course, and Tinshi.
Hi.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Tinshi, I'm sorry you have to be in the middle of these two. I don't know.
It's totally fine.
I don't know what kind of argument you guys just had over there. Tinshi's sitting over there like, I don't know what the
He's
hell's
cool,
going on.
man. He drank some New York water this morning. We all right. He had to import it. But of course, you guys know what y'all are watching, man. This is Evolution Japan, baby.
Oh, yeah.
This is a highly anticipated tournament. Got lots of different games going on today. We got ARMS, KOF in the mix. Got some Blaze Blue, some Street Fighter V. Right now, we enjoying some KOF matches. Right now, you got Hiroki, also a veteran player, going up against Roxanne Maru.
Roxamaru.
BCG.
BCG, are you familiar with the team, or what's up?
Backyard Country Gaming. That's what it is.
Oh, snap.
Is
All
that
right.
so? Obama, tell me, are there a lot of teams, like sponsors in Japan? I thought there weren't that many, but I've seen a lot.
Well, I'm glad you asked that, DC, because that's part. If you look at the program, right, you can see the objective a lot with this event is to get Japan onto that esports bandwagon, right? You see a lot of introductory, very entry-level explanations on who the games are, who the people to watch are, what's so special about this stuff. Sponsors, in general, the nature of esports here is still kind of
Right.
The average person just doesn't know about that stuff. So one reason why this event is so significant is it's a stage that's going to be presented to the Japanese public to show what these games are about and what kind of talent is here in Japan.
Right. I think it's a really good way to gauge and garner interest in sponsoring, and I feel like that's what needs to happen for the community to grow overall, especially on the international level.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, you said yourself, there's not much sponsorship when it comes to in Japan when it comes to players. So I feel like this is one of the best ways to do it. If you look at the turnout, it says it by itself.
Yeah, I mean the target audience for this event is not Western community; it's Japanese community, and for that specific reason.
And not just Japanese community as well, it's just like Asia area in general.
Yep.
Like China is rolling the ball as well with the sponsorships.
Yeah.
And, it's just, we need the FGC as a whole to just grow.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect way to do it, like you said, Obama.
Yeah, but in the past year and a half or so, in particular, we've seen a lot of emerging support, right? So at Master Cup at Tekken, we saw Team Walker. They're sponsored by Blackout, an energy drink. That's a fresh team, right? And they took it. They took it over Team Yamasa recently, too. You're seeing more and more companies get on that bandwagon, more important people supporting. So it is promising. It is a good outlook, I think, going into 2018 for the Japanese community.
It's hard to ignore, man, when you got events like Evo and events like this happening. Evo Japan, it's crazy. The events are getting bigger. You cannot, you got to hop on the train before it's too late. And I think, like you said, people are very much starting to realize that. I'm very, very excited for the future. This is just the start of 2018, so think about what's going to be happening, later in this year.
Speaking of jumping on that bandwagon, I'm all for, and you know how much love I have for KOF. It goes to show how much. I love going anywhere outside the United States and seeing how much love KOF has. I feel like that's one of the games, and I'm happy we have it's here for a display. We get to see how much the community, the world community of KOF cares about their game, and I feel like that's what we need to be paying attention to overall.
You already know what it is, man.
This has to be the premier KOF tournament that just represents it at its fullest.
I mean, Evolution 2017 was the big one, right? I think this one has everything to go beyond that.
Definitely,
right?
100%.
A lot of star power, a lot of Latin American names on that bracket that weren't there for Evolution 2017. Obviously, you got a lot of Asian representation. We got White Ash coming back from Evolution 2018 representing the Middle East. Anybody and everybody who was about this game at least signed up. We'll see who makes it, who actually showed up, but this has got to be the premier event for that game, I think. If we're looking back
100%, all through and through. All the killers are here.
Yeah. And it's not the only game here. Of course, we have Street Fighter as well, and we're going to go right into this. I mean, it's crazy because Tokido's already in losers, and I'm kind of freaking out about that.
That's wild. He lost to Akemi Powell?
Yeah,
I think that
Colin Powell, man. He's here in the flesh. No, I'm kidding. But And we got this new and improved Nash. Now, how are you guys feeling? Like, I haven't gotten to talk to you guys, speak to you guys about Street Fighter AE. Even you, like these. I really want to know how you feel about it.
I've been following it. I think it looks. I've seen a lot of tech on Twitter. I think looking at some of the new combos and some of the changes some characters have got, it's very exciting to see. From what I can tell, a lot of the community seems excited about it. You can tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong.
No, that's true. A lot of people are excited about it.
I want people to be happy. I like Street Fighter. I like watching Street Fighter. I want everybody to like Street Fighter. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's still fresh. I mean, obviously this version of the game was just released, a little bit over, I think about 10 days ago, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very fresh, and that's one reason why this tournament is going to be so exciting. We're going to see maybe some stuff shown off, maybe some stuff people don't know how to deal with yet.
Where are the Sakura players at, man?
Where indeed are the Sakura players? I guess we'll see some later, but this matchup in particular, Urien versus Nash, Nash obviously got some much-needed buffs. He definitely got his wings clip going in the Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he has a lot more tools to work with. We've seen some interesting stuff on floating around Twitter and then tech videos, but is it enough to deal with the problems that Urien presents in that close range? I'm just not sure.
Well, like, the thing is, like, the way I see AE, and even the developers said it themselves, I really like the direction they went with the game, where they promoted the idea of, like, spreading playstyles for the characters. So adding V-Trigger 2 and changing the mediums and the heavies for anti-airs, as well as the light anti-airs, and adding scaling to the V-triggers has completely added a whole different meta and path for the game to follow, as well as the HUD being beautiful and redone altogether. And like, it's a nice facelift to the game. And Urien in particular, man, he like doesn't even use Aegis right now. A lot of Urien players are actually pretty mad about this. Like, I talk with Nemo and Dogger all the time, and we're all talking about it. It's just like, yeah, Aegis might be dead.
I feel like it's still useful. Like, we were watching a Urien play earlier, and he was playing against Birdie. I feel like there are certain characters that Aegis would be a lot more effective against. And like you said, that V-Trigger 2 is something that actually adds a lot of, like, spunk to the game.
A layer, another layer.
Yeah, it definitely lets you differentiate yourself from other players. And a lot of people felt like Street Fighter V typically had that ceiling, but now you're getting this influx of people using different things. You're going to use have matchup-specific V-triggers, and you're going to see a lot of players second-guessing or thinking about matchups a lot more when it comes to that versus screen rematch. Do you want to go back?
And
you know,
that makes it 10 times more interesting. Like, I'm interested in see, like, for example, you have Punk, right? Punk is a very rushdown-based Karen, right? But then you have Justin Wong, who may go like V-Trigger 2, and it's like counter style, right? You know, like things like that. Little intricacies between the players. I would like to see that more shine in Season 3 here.
And you've seen, I've actually seen, if you've watched Twitter and you've seen like some of the reactions to it, like the exact same people you were just talking about. Punk says, yo, man, Karen's V-Trigger 2 sucks. I don't know why it's there. They just nerfed my character for no reason. I'm like, all right, kid. Yeah, I guess so. And then Justin's like, yo, that V-Trigger 2, man, she gets a counter, and now I get new mix-ups. I was like, man, what a divide.
There you go.
Speaking of there you go, gets an early stun. Burns a little meter, resets, side switch.
You can still do that. That's dirty.
Still retained. Left-right mix-ups in the corner. Also gets it off a mid-screen off the V-Trigger 2 setup as well.
So I know it's very, very early. Obviously, I think. Well, you just said the game came out. Update that came out like 10 days ago.
Roughly 10 days.
So what are the strong characters looking like in the strongest?
Perceptions right now of like really strong characters are Colleen, Rashid, Akuma,
Abigail.
Abigail.
Abigail. I've seen a lot of
Abigail, and Cammy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Those are like pretty much the really, really like worried about characters at the moment. Rashid, debatably, might be probably the best character in the game right now.
Yeah, we closed out with the Rashid match just before, and we were talking about it. Really, he seems kind of the same, but with more tools, right?
Yeah.
He got touched, but compared to what some other characters got touched with, it really isn't that much.
It's like
he's still really good.
His matchups didn't change much, and then he got more. And then the V-Trigger, his new V-Trigger 2, it's amazing.
No, a lot of Rashid players feel like that's the icing on the cake. Everybody felt like Rashid ended the season as the best character. Goes into Season 2 with a sick new V-Trigger. He's still the best character. A lot of people seem to think.
I'm glad, man. I love watching that.
I mean, I think
he's exciting. He's exciting. He's definitely exciting. That rushed up, but nothing's as exciting as Abigail.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was about
You're
to say.
supposed to say KOF.
I was about to say, man.
I said, what are you doing?
I thought he was in there. I thought he was about to pull
like,
a
yo,
thing
look,
in.
he's going to do it. He's about to do it. I had a lot of hope.
Maybe my IQ real low. I love watching him do work, though.
Yeah, look, man, it's a lot. I feel like that character is really good for making the young kids, man. They're like, this is so stupid. I'm like, back in my day, I had to eat 2 unblockers before I had a chance.
He could confirm off the crouch lights.
So
What is this?
I know this isn't KO, but tell me about this attack that I see Abigail doing. I see this in every Twitter video. It's just this charge.
Metro City Head Crush.
Yeah,
It's D-Trigger 2. And it's unblockable. That's what it's called.
And
Is
it's
it really
safe.
unblockable? I was wondering why
Safe.
people are getting blown
It's
up.
also
by
safe.
that. All right, that's crazy.
You can
That
use
might
it.
as well been unblocked. We crashed him with that overhead.
You see that? I was just... Either way, I'm an
He
Urien fan.
drops the back of his knee on your head, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
That's actually pretty
That's
sick,
pretty
man.
wild, man. That's like drunken bar fight status. Like.
So we were talking about the neutral in KOF a little earlier.
Yeah.
Just to like harken back to it, but you guys weren't here. But Obama, I love talking to you about KOF. We saw Billy, we just saw Iori. What do you feel like is going to happen to KOF now, considering they just announced more characters, considering that we have an event like
baby.
Evo Japan,
Ooh,
considering
baby.
we have all these people that are going to come
That's it, she's
into
ready
the
to do it.
pool
Ooh,
of
baby.
KOF. Calm down, easy.
We were just talking about
Easy.
this. Especially with the new characters that are being added. We'll see what happens with the character changes, right? But we're going to get a new character, a brand new one that no one's seen, some kind of Arabian dancer. We'll see.
An Arabian dancer?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what the design was. But Oswald. Tenchi, talk.
Oswald, the car?
Oswald,
I see
man.
that glimmer in your eye. Talk to him.
Dude, it almost brought tears to my eyes when I was had the controller in my hand touching him. Okay, so he has some amazing normals. He has a reflector. He has Rekkas. He plays similar to his KOF 11 series
I was about
Oswald.
to say, that's what I heard.
And it's great because the only thing is that his CD is a little off-putting. I kind of didn't like it, but to make over lows is kind of interesting. But overall, he has the ranges that he can control and dictate neutral like Oswald does in the older versions that he does. So he's very interesting. I think he's going to be really good for newer players. And he has this special move where he tosses the card up and it glides down and then it ignites afterwards. And you can hit a normal prior to that before the card explodes.
There's some nasty mix-up off of that.
So very,
I can't
very
wait. I
interesting.
don't know if you guys might not know this, but I was definitely all about KOF 11. My boy K-Dash had the most he had the tiger knee loops. Y'all don't even know I was about that. They're like, you can't do that. I'm like, yo, watch your boy work.
So Jane.
All right, anyways, we got more KOF action going on right now.
June from Hong Kong back to the wall against Uncle May. Down 1 game.
Yo, just raw records for no reason on the jump in. How is Mai now? I know they nerfed her in this last one. Is she still like valuable? I know a lot of people played Mai because she had like really godlike projectiles. A lot of instances where
She seems still viable. A lot of people still have her on the team.
okay.
Obviously, I think mostly point or second, right?
Right. It's like this character hasn't changed without all the patches that has happened for KO 14 since the game has started. She has been a throw-on in every single team.
She's been fairly enduring. I'd
Yes,
say.
very, very, very true to that statement. And at the same time, it's just like maybe her positioning has changed throughout the patches, but like she's just generally really good KOF style. She just has the tool set. Solid.
Yeah, KOF. This KOF game is. I know you spoke about how Oswald plays a little different, but that's always kind of been the case when it comes to new KOF games. There's always, and it's not like some crazy stuff, but you know how CD works in this game? That's a new thing for a lot of KOF players. But look what it fits so well into the system of the game. You have new characters to take advantage of it. I mean, other characters get brought up a little higher because of that CD mechanic, and some characters get new light because they have to go up against other characters. It changes the whole flowchart of the game. Do you feel like a lot of the American players are looking at this saying this is where they need to be, or do you feel like this is just like saying we can beat these guys when it comes to Evo Japan?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I'm not
Obama,
sure.
what do you think about that?
I mean, well, first of all, if we talk about Evo Japan, what North American threats are in this tournament from
Like
off the top of your head?
off the top of my head, I think it's like Reynolds is.
So wait, is Reynolds is here?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Other than that,
But
I
like
don't-
he's like the #1 guy like you would put on the list. And you know like shout outs to Louis Cha actually.
who actually is here?
Yeah,
He's here,
who is
yeah.
actually here, and he's done really well in the past against like some name players, you know. And
Luis Cha, Paco off the top of my
Paco,
head. Paco at Evolution 2017. I mean,
That's
He
right.
changed the nature of that tournament. He dropped Shanghai in the losers first round,
Correct,
the top
sir.
8, put M-Dash out the tournament. He definitely changed the nature of that bracket. I think opened the door for ET to get the win the way he did.
And E.T., oh man,
Yeah.
he's the #1 slugger right now.
And again, that's the #1 guy we're looking at. And, you know, I talked to him a little while ago. He was saying it's difficult for him to play the way he wants to because of the way you have to sit here to play. Actually, he said like he said the way he has to play here, it's awkward for him. But oh my God, did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I was like, Jesus, Kim, calm down, bro.
Yeah, Kim is pretty him.
Oh, Iori.
But he spoke obviously. Average level of play here is going to be much higher compared to the previous tournaments that he's entered. It's and you know this game has had quite a few events since Evolution 2017 that we have to pay attention. We got to talk about KO tournament in Bogota, Colombia. We got to talk about OUG out there in I believe Saudi Arabia.
That's what I heard. That's what I was.
And E.T., we're talking about him. Brother been traveling the world. He lost. Look, bro, you win an Evolution tournament.
Champion.
Brand new. Go.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
That mid screen.
is a
I can't
champion.
believe he blocked that. That was crazy.
I think people have been having trouble to block Iori for quite some time now.
Oh, yeah.
Between his Far 5D and his just 2K, yeah, that,
D rebels.
or into 5K into max mode, you know, the burst damage is just that good.
Yeah, that's
every
true.
single time.
And Uncle May from Hong Kong moving on.
And Iori's just literally on every single team and considered widely top tier for that.
I feel
very
like he
reason.
fits really well in a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, synergy-wise, look at what he does, man. He's
Perfect
easy,
anchor?
he's simple.
Perfect anchor?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah.
Dang, perfect character. Come
he
on,
might,
man.
he might almost be a perfect anchor. Because the thing is that the reason why I say perfect is because he hasn't made mistakes out of like not being an anchor yet.
Yeah.
That's why I say that. So like he's pretty consistent. He's right on the mark. And shout outs to Kyo too. Kyo is an amazing point character as well as Kula. Kula, that's a character to talk about as well.
Balance, man. She's. What does she do poorly?
I don't even.
Nothing.
It's just like she starts the match. She builds the bar. She's a perfect battery. She gets the resources, builds it for the rest of the team, and they just like slather. It's like, oh yeah, meet her, baby. Let's go. Let's get the party started.
All right, so yeah, I think my prayers were answered here.
Yeah,
If
they-
it-
it's like they
Want
heard
to
you,
see some
DC. Here we
Sakura.
go.
Yeah.
You swing back in you.
So somebody tell me about Sakura and AE. I've watched a lot of videos
She
about
got
her.
a job, first
Yeah,
thing
I
and
know.
foremost. She got a
That's
job.
right, that's
Working girl.
You can't be a world warrior forever. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, she's getting that discount, huh?
Yo, people said this character sucked, but I'm looking at some of these normals. That was actually pretty dope. Look at how much life she's taken away from Zangief already.
She got the oof normals.
Yeah, don't tell me that, man. You see, I know it's been early, it's 10 days, but what is it really looking like? She's not up there.
Whoa, a lot of people say that she can't confirm from her crouching medium kick. And some people say you can, and a lot of people say you can't. They almost say it's impossible. They talk about the hitbox on some of her other moves as well. But overall, they feel like she's just a mediocre character. It's mediocre to low. But a lot of people feel like, you're Chris G's. Why would you play this Shoto?
When you could play.
Yeah, you know.
That's fair, I guess. I don't know. She's something about Sakura, man. I just want to play.
But I personally, I like the character. I like what they did with the character. I like the way her combos work. I liked her neutral game. I like the buttons she has at
She
her
looks
disposal.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I feel like it's one of those, you have to love the character to play the character no matter what anyway. Instead of looking for a major tool-centered character, look for a character that you like to play and make that character work. You know?
I need Yoshimura to stop jumping into those areas, though.
Yeah, the way I view Sakura in this version is like it goes back to like a lamer version of Sakura, like maybe like CVS2, standing hard kick, stay at neutral, chill, like let me whip punish you real quick, kind of play style Sakura, you know, like. And she's not like SF4, like flashy combos, Sakura, but you know, I think that's where she kind of shines in this version.
So I know I say this a lot, but bear with me here. It's, you know, again, a new game. Zangief, I know that he's been. There's been a lot of talk before this AE came out. There's been a lot of talk about how Zangief is an amazing, amazing character. What has changed? Is he still amazing? Is he bad now? You know, what's the deal with Zangief now?
Well, I don't think Zangief is anywhere near bad. Even still, his V-Trigger 2 actually helps him out a lot. I mean, on top of that announcer that he gets with him as well. Oh, snap. V-Trigger through.
Things are not looking good.
Get caught in the ceiling fan, you're dead. Get caught in the ceiling fan, you're dead. That's why your mama tell you not to jump on the bed. Right there.
You were jumping on the bed.
Oh my God! All right, well, that answered my question.
But I believe we do have more KOF action for you guys
Right,
as well.
Yukito
We keep
versus
it going.
Matsudato.
We'll keep it spinning.
Keep the wheel spinning. Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
speaking of,
Yo, Clark.
oof.
Trying to break some
What's
banks.
going on here?
That drop.
Talk about buffed characters. Clark is one of like the most buffed characters from that most recent patch that happened for KOF
Okay.
14.
I'm not
Yeah, you saw
100%
ET
sure
go
what-
to him in the last game of that grand
Yeah,
final
he
set
runs
against
that
Shanghai.
character. Yes, he does.
So what are some of the changes that actually makes him that much more effective? I'm not familiar with
Command
what
throw, super.
oh, he got that
That
back?
is the main
Oh, man.
main buff that like makes him
this?
shine.
Yo, this character
Neon.
is
Wait.
actually annoying.
Yeah.
Wait,
What's
going on
actually
here?
annoying. She
Since-
can, the most air mobility in any KOF game I've ever seen.
Wow.
It's so stupid.
She's
All
like
right.
an anime
So I
character,
think, I
honestly.
think just from watching these matches, I've created my team here. We got Mion, we got Xanadu, and who was the other guy with the big old ball? Chang.
Oh,
Chang.
Chang.
Yeah,
That,
Chang,
that
that's my
is your
team.
kind of.
That's
You
my
look
team.
like a Chang player. I'm not going to even lie. You look like the kind of guy. You and Hanzo, Chang players.
Chang players.
I regret nothing,
Just
man.
troll in the front, is
The big
swinging
thing
the
though,
ball.
DC, take a look at the super meter in the bottom left corner of your screen.
Okay.
When she's airborne like that, look at how much meter that builds.
Oh, yeah, it's
She's
kinda
not even
stupid.
doing anything. She's not doing anything. In fact, you're running out time, but you're building meter effectively like that.
Oh my God.
we-
This is definitely my kind of
Now,
character.
look,
right here.
She's
And that's
quite
the benefit.
battery.
That's the benefit of playing this character in the second slide. You build meter up for your last character to come in with full gauge like that.
Oh, wow.
and you
Double
can
shield.
even run her
Oh,
in the
but
front
that-
as well.
That was a drop. That was supposed to be a super cancel.
Yeah. Execution error, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, and like Mian is just ridiculous because like she just literally plays like the most irregular neutral you have ever played in KOF.
Yeah, just in KOF. Like, if you was like, yeah, man, I play Guilty Gear, I play Marvel. You come to this game, you're like, yo, I can't catch this. Randall beats the crap out of me with this character. I'm not joking. He
Swat
just-
the fly.
It can be difficult for a lot of characters in the game to deal with. If you don't have anything, like, for example, an upward aiming projectile, like Mei Tenkun has the pillows,
Yeah.
or if you don't have, like, a Billy Kane,
Nakaru,
it's going to be
the diagonal.
it's going to be very difficult. You have to play her game, and you have to play to her tempo.
Obama, am I watching Is a Yoi from Blaze Blue?
You- no,
is this character?
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad.
That's not
That's a
that
different
bad.
demon.
Come
That's
on,
a different
bro.
demon. It's a different demon.
But I've always been a fan of like watching Clark. Definitely one of the doper characters in the series, a long-lasting character. But yeah, I just wanted to know what, like, the fact that he has like command throw in the super back. Yeah,
That burst damage is too good, man. But talking about sleeper hitters, Mei Tenkun.
there we
this-
go. What you say? Yeah,
Wait,
get yo, jeez, yo, the pretzel into the ground.
Oof, and he's just throwing him, chucking him like a rag
I already
doll.
understand what kind of character
Okay,
this
neutral
is.
activation. See to the
Hey,
corner.
and this is why Mei Tenkun is so good. He has an obnoxious uppercut that he could just do in neutral, but he's just going to get tossed.
RC Max confirmed, got it.
But yeah, like, even though he lost that match right there, Clark was just going ham with the meters, just chucking them like we were talking about. Mei Tenkun, also a really strong character, considered widely top tier, because he can just throw pillows, and then you just run into his uppercut, and he gets combos off of it in neutral. And in the corner, it gets worse because he gets loops. If he has the max mode, it gets worse. It's really crazy. Mei Tenkun, really, really strong character. Clark as well.
Definitely
Athena.
underdeveloped, I think, year one, but he really came around like,
Yes,
starting
he
last
did.
year.
100%.
What's crazy is he has like his neutral is not like KOF, like basic KOF neutral. He has like a Street Fighter fireball, you jump deep,
Like,
he
it's
neutral.
like Guile, right?
Yeah,
Like Guile.
Like when I saw the character, I'm like, what were they going for? Because
Wait. But it's Guile without charge fire,
Yeah,
right? Is that right?
exactly.
Is that right? All right, yeah. That's cheap. It's cheap.
nice DP from Athena.
You know, Athena, notoriously cheap throughout all of KOF in general. Like, she's just always good. KOF 98, shout out to that version.
I like to chase down, get tackled.
Wait.
Yukito finally gets his way in.
Oof, neutral.
I like to jump out of the corner.
Matsudato, hop. The other side, back to mid-screen to run away. Put that ball out there, deal with this.
And
Easy
like,
air to air.
even without max mode, her annoying neutral is so good, right? But then when she goes into max mode, she starts going nuts on you.
Yeah.
The EX ball's coming in, and you have to take the command throw pressure, and then it happens over and over. She plays you into a reset. Ugh, it just gets disgusting.
She gets to jump around and do stupid stuff. It's,
Yeah.
Oh, got him.
But talk about stupid.
You got to be careful.
And again, DC, look at the bar.
You know she
just-
changed mask each time.
She just burned all that super. Watch her try to gain all that gauge back with this character.
She's at 0 right
This
now.
doesn't look like a fun character to play against. I'll be completely
That's
honest.
it.
Oh, yeah, she's playing the field. Literally. Just harassed them. Look at that. Yep. So as long as
just-
the
I'm
key
out.
about playing this character,
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Peace. You're done. You done? You can't handle it.
Why is this character in dive kick, man? What the
I don't know, man.
It's the perfect character for
So,
dive kick.
so the funny thing about this character is that she has to make contact with you, and it resets her actions in the air.
Yeah.
So you have to keep making contact with the opponent on hit or block all the time, so that she can keep doing her movement in the air.
So what you want to do a lot of times is be as evasive as possible. Maybe roll around, because if she doesn't touch you, then she has to hit the ground, and then she has to wait to reset you again to go back into it. She doesn't get as much meter, and you don't take any damage at all. But you still got to look at.
Right.
My man was frustrated. You saw him try to command grab that ball?
See, but in the recent patch, the thing that kind of balances her a bit is the health nerf, which they unified. They introduced this in the new patch, where they added health values to all the characters they didn't have in the first version of the game.
So I'm guessing she's very low.
Yeah, she's low health, exactly. So swat the fly, literally. And
I like that terminology, swat the fly. I might have. I'm going to use that. I'm going to tell you now. I'm using that.
It matches a lot for the glass cannons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh,
Hey,
Masato gets a
and
jump
there you
in.
go. Slapping it down.
But the thing is, like, look at Yukito's side of the screen.
3
that
bars.
character did her job.
Yep.
She
Yeah,
got
the
she
meter.
burned that super, removed the character at the start, and then built back 3 bars. Maytenku's gonna come over 4.5 bars. He's locked and loaded.
And look at that. Now he has all these EXs to go nuts with.
What's your sleep number? Come here.
EX Hotel Pillow. Let's go. Oh, get off me, bro.
Another flash kick.
Oh, he's trying to give that deep sleep.
Did she hit him with the SMR? Hit him with the SMR. I'm gonna empty low here.
Oh, God.
Just kidding. I flash kick.
He adjusted the spacing, obviously.
My dude just goes to sleep. That is so sick. Stand it up. He's on the train.
He's on the
JR
He's on the
line.
JR line. He had a long night. He had a long night. He's still recovering.
And again, do you see? This is all the benefit of Miang to this team.
Oh yeah.
Now
Mind
brings
you-
up the anchor character, and they're even on gauge.
Bro, that over. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now. The animation for Maiten-kun's overhead is OD. Like he legit
Yeah.
just leans back, like, yo, what's up?
Block this, son.
Oh,
Oh, that was super
That was-
dangerous.
tried to go for an empty jump right there. Just a little too slow. Oh,
And speaking of dangerous
What is up with this
burst damage
VP
characters, Vice is kind of underwhelming. For people don't know, but Vice is actually kind of dangerous.
people definitely don't know how dangerous she is.
And
Get dunked on.
As I said that, look at this damage.
Matsudato.
You know, he was playing so well. He was playing some sleepy neutral, and then bam, Vice just clapped him with
Sleepy
the slam.
neutral. Sleepy. I like how you.
It's one of those characters where it's like, I didn't really do anything wrong here, but I still lost.
Worst kind of characters, he asked me. I don't know what I did wrong. Well, I don't either, but it worked.
Man, KOF very exciting. We have a new group of people here, and I asked this question in our last group, and I got shamed for it.
Oh,
Obama
Jesus.
was the only person who was kind of on my side here, but I'm very excited for SNK Heroines, guys. How do you feel about that game?
For I'm sorry?
SNK Heroines, the
The new game.
The
Oh,
new game
right?
waifu
You
fight.
mean the new tag
Tag fight.
KOF game?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I'm personally very excited. Can't wait to see Leon in the cat costume.
Man, that smile tells a different story.
Bruh. What about you, Tinsy?
You guys saw the Japanese trailer, right?
I've never seen any of those characters in those
Look,
interesting costumes.
She likes
Okay.
cats. It's in the lore.
She likes the cats. Yeah, well, there you go.
I just wish they wouldn't objectify him like that with those costumes.
Listen,
But it's ridiculous.
Look,
Leona in the bathing suit actually bothered me. I was like, yo, what is happening? I'm like, who did this?
Hey,
Look,
she looked good though. She looked
you guys
good.
got-
Not saying that. Not saying she doesn't look good.
I'm trying to see the camo pants, man.
Yeah, they are heroines, all right. You gotta get your.
Can you imagine the board meeting they have when they're designing the characters' outfits? Like, let's give her a
Let's give her a cat costume.
let's give her a cat
costume.
costume.
Stone Cold Killer.
Put her in the bathing suit.
Stone Cold Killer.
Give her a staff.
You said her earrings are explosions, right?
Give
Put
her
her in a
a
cat costume. But in all honesty, I am really excited about it. But we're going to go back to Street Fighter V.
man.
Fundamentals at its finest.
All right, jump in already. Nikali doing what Nikali does best. Nikali thinks.
So nothing changes. Still a gorilla, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely still a gorilla.
Maybe the V-trigger change, right? But to his combos, it's going to lower his overall damage potential. You saw it so much season 1 and 2. Season 1 and 2, you would save up your V-trigger with Nikali. you know, activated, you get super, and then off that one touch, you can get activation in the super, and it just did so much damage. Obviously, with the change to V-Trigger, that kind of minimizes it a little bit, right?
100% Obama. And, like, you know, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, still a gorilla.
Yeah.
He's still going in, man. He's going ham. And you know, Haitani, I expect great things from this guy because, like, they adjusted the hitboxes. They gave him new moves. The V-Trigger 1, he has this crazy YOLO, like, attack slam. And the V-Trigger 2, he has, like, this little tiny Laura-esque fireball, right? And it gives him a little bit of tiny set play, so to say, right?
Stay with the wake-up suit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the neutral for Nakali in V-Trigger 2 kind of changes. And it's, like I said, once again, it adds a little more flexibility to some of the matchups. So them adjusting all these things with Nakali still kind of rounds them out when it comes to the overall cast. Oh, confirm. Oh, no, but he dropped it. No matter what, and no matter what people say about how bad they think Ryu is, he still looks like when he punches you, it hurts. He actually flexes every time. He's like, oh, he does crouching like hard punches. He's like, yo, look at this bicep, though.
You know, like, when I get hit by the EX donkey kick, Jodan kick, for those.
Shotokere?
Shotokere, the new name. Every time I get hit by the EX down kick and then the fierce DP, I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel it.
I'm telling you,
like,
man.
I feel it. It makes a difference. It actually makes a difference now. Like, I feel the oomph when I get hit by Ryu in this version.
Okay, nice. Crouch strong. And the disc of guidance.
Once
Once again,
gets the counter hit.
I like to chase neutral jump in the corner. Oh, wow, what an interrupt. Yo, this Nakali player is going kind of ham right now.
Well, Nakali, what Nakali does.
Nakali things, baby.
Good far counter hit confirmed.
Bad
DP.
Ooh,
DP
that was
response.
bad.
That was a bad punish.
Bad punish.
He's still in the lead,
Will
though.
he use that new move? Oh, just a simple jump
Will he
cross
have
up
to,
throw. Yep.
No need to. No need
And
to.
so not only Ryu gained that new special move, they also improved his crouch and medium kick.
Reaction super, there you go.
And added a nice layer to his frame traps as well. Like, you could do stand jab, stand medium punch, and then crouch and medium kick as like a block string now, and it'll reach from that distance. Yeah, so like it adds a nice layer to the neutral, gives him new block strings to work with. Stand jab has less pushback, so now he can do tick throws off of that. And they adjusted his Okizeme when he knocked you down off the throw.
Yes.
So that is such an improvement.
And they changed his back hard kick as well. Like, you can combo off of it now.
That's right.
So it's actually pretty cool.
Kosaku gets the counter confirmed. Just the one sliver of life left. Stay fighting with his back out.
I like what this Ryu is doing, though. I mean, he's down on life. Anything's going to happen, but this neutral is looking really good.
Yeah, just walking forward, blocking like that.
You know, like, what I really notice about Japanese players versus American players, like the mental stability that I see that Japanese players have, like in these like clutch, close pixel situations, they hard commit so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they have so much confidence in these low life situations all the time. Like, and it's not just in Street Fighter. It's in like KOF. It's in
general.
In general,
Yeah.
like, they are very committed to their strategies, no matter how dire the scenarios are.
That's true. That's definitely true.
And in comparison, like, I feel like American playstyle in those dire spots, I feel like sturdiness is where Americans like stand out more in neutral. And just in my opinion, I really see that a lot all the time.
So I think you had mentioned earlier, Akuma, one of those characters that looking very strong in this version of Street Fighter. Why do you say that? And will we see that here from this? What was that, Steve?
No, I'm just looking at the match. That was crazy.
So yeah, what's the deal with Akuma? Why do you say that?
So, like, you don't see it, but Trigger 2 is the new thing, the new hotness for Akuma. They also changed it so his forward hard punch you can actually get a combo off of. They changed quick tech options after EXDP because a lot of times you saw those situations where you get hit in the air, and even though you could punish him, you couldn't quick tech. That is also changed. And basically his neutral is still just as good. And that V-Trigger 2, I feel like, is going to be one of the major factors on how much we're going to see Akuma. Basically gets like a custom combo mode. Yo, he just punched
That
my boy
big left from
smooth
max range.
in the mouth.
Oh, my God.
Get in here.
They rolled up, gave him a hug. Stun building now.
Do it
Gotta make a
again.
choice.
Washing
Goes
machine.
low,
Oh,
stun.
Geef.
Ikatsu Yaro.
He didn't even need that meter. He
Take
did
him
that
a
for
sec.
no reason.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude,
I'm pretty sure 3 seconds ago
This is actually the
we were
last round
talking
here.
normal about the match, and then his life evaporated.
That's what Zangief does, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's Zangief's game plan in Street Fighter V, right? He gets it.
and it's like, it's kind of funny because like they nerfed Zangief's crouching light punch because it used to be super annoying. Because like
I think that was one of his best normals.
that was one of his best normals. He was just doing this all the time in neutral, and they nerfed it. Now they added a hurt box to it, so now you can play some neutral against. But
There's a but.
he has some new fun stuff. The V Trigger 2 burst damage is out of control. So
You do
now-
not want to be on the receiving end of a trade or anything. Comboing in to command grab, to SPD,
the
yeah.
EX SPD and EX SPD because he gets actual good Oki off that EX SPD, and that's super scary. You don't want to be on that part. He guesses right twice again, then it's like the stun is up, and you're flustered. You're like, oh my god, do I push a button? Do I tech the throw?
So I feel like when you play grapplers, that's like what a lot of grappler players like dream of. Like, man, I really wish I could just combo into my command grab. You know, that would just change the entire game for me. And there you go.
Here's your dream. Here's your dream.
Let me ask you something, Tinchy. Street Fighter V, give me 3 names that you think are going to make top 8 of this tournament.
Ooh, baby. All right, so Kazunoko always sneaks into top 8.
That's a good pick.
every single time.
I feel like that's no matter what game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He
I legit go
always
to
is there.
tournaments and people be like, I'm like, who's the top 5, top 8? Kazunoko. I'm like, wait a minute.
He's like, what? Like, I didn't even see his matches. Like, how did he get there?
I didn't even know he was here.
Give me 2 more.
Nemo.
That's I think most people would agree with that.
Nemo is on some. He's on some magic with the tech he has with V Trigger 2. He's been posting some interesting left-right setups that he has with Tor Media Punch. It's a headbutt off the reset tackle scenarios for V Trigger 2. Very, very interesting. He's been playing really smart. He's been playing really smart all throughout Season 2 as well. You know,
I mean, Capcom Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the depths of defeat in the redemption in the
Yo,
last chance.
that
He
is
just
actually-
dipped.
what did he do to the last chance qualifier?
That's like watching Capcom Cup and watching like Nemo make it all the way through the last chance. Like I actually was in awe. I was like, he was on a mission.
Amazing.
And still ended up making top 8.
He got very close to not even qualifying out that LCQ. That set. Man,
That set with infiltration?
Yeah, that set with infiltration was something else, man. That was probably one of the best sets of the tournament, to be honest.
A lot of people don't understand. Like Capcom Cup, definitely. When I saw it, when I was watching Capcom Cup, it actually changed the meta for me because a lot of people, as the game evolves, like, and then they go into these seasonal changes, you get to see some very specific things from a lot of people, a lot of characters versus a lot of players, especially when it comes to like the Japanese players. The amount of tech that comes out of Japan, which is one of the reasons I'm so happy we're here for Evo Japan, is astounding. Players like Fudo exist because of where they play, and I feel like Japan is that home front, and looking at that, it's really amazing.
And here we go. 3 words. Abigail.
I would like to see this V2, man. I desperately want to see.
Oh, it's there. He has it.
So
You're definitely going to see it.
I mentioned 2 players, right? And there's 4 of us here. Let's do 2 people for top 8 each, right?
Who you like, Steve?
Personally, I'm going to go with Mena. I'm going to go with Mena in top 8 because I don't think a lot of people even thought he was going to be here, honestly. And, man, even though I think that he's in losers, well, he's still in losers, I'm going to say Tokido.
Ayo,
Yeah.
Tokido.
I never sleep on the dude, man. Like, after being
too
in the
good,
green
man.
room with this dude and sitting there and watching him meditate, I'm like, yo, bro, you just going to do it for real? All right.
All right, so is it that simple? Can you really just jump over this V2? Because that's what I saw.
Over Abigail?
Abigail's V2, yeah.
I mean, you could jump over it once.
You
I would love
might
to see
get
you
lucky.
do it again.
You might get lucky.
I would love to see you do it again.
He's a pretty big guy.
He is getting toasted in his corner, though.
Yep.
Oh, check out my suit.
You don't get the loop on Abigail, so he has to go for that EX conversion there.
Go cross under.
Yeah, you have to set no double crouch fierce into crouching hard punch into knee drop, late knee drop into Tor Media Punch. Not against Abigail, it's too big. So you have to substitute for EX Fireball.
And although Abigail is really big, his hitbox, like his jump over him, is still the same.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's basically just an intimidation factor, which I really do like that. I like the fact that you have to look at this character and be like, man, he's big.
It
I
throws
can
me
still
off.
jump over
It
him.
throws me off.
Yeah.
It's too big. I'm playing neutral against this guy. I'm like, where's his hands? Like, do I hit his shoulder? Like, where am I?
Tinchy, what are the main concerns for Urien in this matchup now?
Well, so because of Abigail's low confirms, it makes it very hard to defend as Urien because as a Urien player, you have a 4-frame normal, you have EX headbutt, but the thing is that you don't want to really push buttons because you get counter hit into a low confirm, and he gets the special move where he's running his hands into you in the air like that, and you get cornered, and it might be over for you as Urien. And EX headbutt is very punishable on block. It's double digits negative and crush counterable. And you don't want to get crush countered against the Abigail player because you will lose a ton of life. But in neutral, you can dictate it a lot of the time because but once you get in the corner like that, you will get smashed in the head with the heavy punch, and it's like boom, 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 and your life points will evaporate. But Urien, fireballs, standing normal, far normals like that, crouching hard kick, crouching medium kick, standing medium punch, crouching medium punch, you got all the right normals to keep him out. Crouching fierce is a much better anti-air in this version as well. So yeah, it's a very fightable matchup. I would say it's about 5-5, in my opinion.
Would you use trigger 1 or would you think
trigger 2? Trigger 2,
most
because
definitely?
Abigail's life is way too much. The V-trigger scaling across the board that everyone got, that nerf is very big. And you want to corner Abigail so you can maul him, and V-trigger 2 does that very well.
Okay.
And you get multiple shots at it because you get 3 tackles. So imagine having no EX bar as Urien, but you have V-trigger 2, so you have 3 EX tackles on deck. Essentially, that's what it is.
And you get those resets. I just saw him do a reset mid-screen.
Exactly.
So I feel like, yeah, he still definitely has the mix-up. And if that V-trigger nerf on damage is actually true, then yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely true, but that's what you have to consider when you're going into Street Fighter V AE.
Yep, right on the money there.
Abigail fighting out of the corner this time around. I call that move the Ultra David. If you've ever seen him dance, that's how he dances. I'm telling you right now.
He gets excited about
he starts
doing this.
He goes back and forth and everything. It's crazy.
Does he do a lariat sometimes?
He has been very on point with those crouch hard punch call-outs on the.
Yeah. What is I'm not 100% sure.
So
jeez.
Yeah. So like that's the mix-up you do at Urien. It's toward medium punch overhead, cancel to tackle, or crouching medium kick tackle. That's the mix-up. Low and high, right? And the other confirm you get is crouching short, crouching jab, EX fireball, V trigger, confirm, dash up, crouch fierce, and you go nuts.
Okay.
Yeah. So like he has the flexibility of some conversions that he used to get from Aegis, but Aegis was more flexible because you got like light Aegis. Let's go.
Yeah. And it had all those fake second mirror setups that nobody seemed to punish.
RB,
Jesus,
RB
man.
much?
Yeah.
RB much?
They legitimately was like, yo, oh my God, he set out the second mirror. Just hit a button. No, dude.
No. or get thrown into the mirror, and here's another funhouse setup. It was always fun times watching him just go nuts on Daigo, and Daigo's just like, oh.
That second mirror, man, it scares people, man. You can break one, but you break that second one, that's 14 years bad luck, bro. You don't want to deal with that. Either way.
DC, talk to me. Are there any high-impact players for Smash here from the West that you look to do really well this weekend?
Well, of course, we got MK Leo here this weekend.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, man, we saw Genesis last week, but enough of the plups and the honey boxes, man. Talk to me about the MK. What? Talk to me. Talk to me about this. I want to talk about the Smash 4.
You're close. You're close, man.
The honey box?
The honey box.
The honey box.
Honey
I'm
box.
going to enter a tournament as honey box. Tasty honey box.
Yeah.
No, of course, MK Leo, one of the best players in the world, and I think at this point, I don't know if you heard, our best player is Zero in the world.
He
retiring this for now.
What?
No one ever really leaves
I can't
Smash.
believe it. I can't believe it.
He'll pick the scarf back up someday, man.
He's going to pull it from under his bed and open it.
He's gonna reorganize
Back in the
himself.
game. He can't stay away. Dude, I don't trust
No one
any
escapes,
Smash
man. No one
Brothers
escapes.
player. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm done. I'm like, I don't believe it for a second. You're going to see a Mario commercial and you're done. Your body.
So yeah, MK Leo here all the way.
He's gonna come back like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Jesus Christ.
He's gonna train a
full hoodie. He gonna have a hoodie this
He has
time?
the hoodie on
A
with the
tattered
scarf.
hoodie? That'd be sick.
But yeah, obviously Smash 4, a very different game from Melee
Very
in
different.
Japan specifically, because at the time when Melee was released, we didn't have a lot of offline gathering spots for Japan. Culturally, of course, there was a scene for it. There were lots of strong players, but
Sumo Battle, right? Sumo Battle,
yeah,
is that what it's called?
tournament scene is definitely there, but culturally, it's been a lot easier for Smash 4 to work in Japan than Melee was, was, right? mostly because of the development of the online, the digital, the streaming, all that stuff, but also the rise of the game bar business model here, right? We've seen multiple game bars, offline gathering spots where players are able to gather in major metropolitan areas like Osaka, of course, Tokyo as well. We've seen them just multiply over the past few years, and it's done wonders for not only the ARM scene, but also the Smash 4 scene. I'm telling you, bro, I went into one just for a meeting one time. I go in the basement, there's 70 brothers in a carpet. Like a hallway maybe this narrow. This is
this is true. This is true. This is true. This is total truth.
But
this is total truth.
And all of them just going ham on the Smash 4. That's real. It's definitely been a contributing factor to that scene's growth and development here. You have the Umebura tournament series as well as KSB every year.
Yes.
KSB, a funny one. What's that brother's name that lays down in the chair like that?
Oh,
Psycho Crusher. What's his name?
Oh my God, I forget, dude. What is
I
his
have
name?
no idea who you're talking about.
Steve, I'm gonna show you later. It's good stuff. But what are some of the top JP players then? Let's go by that. In Smash 4, who we looking at?
Of course, we got Abidango, one of the
Abidango.
That is a sick name.
I just like the Dango. I like the Dango.
Sounds like like a forbidden fruit or something.
Yeah, sounds like a One Piece fruit. I'm about that.
So Abidango actually spends a lot of time in America. It comes to a lot of our American events.
Very well traveled. And he also spends time out here teaching players out
there.
Really?
Yeah,
really.
Awesome. It's great. And then of course we got Ken, the Sonic player, one of the best players. And I think
I'm
Japan
actually a fan. I'm a Sonic fan.
Just loves everything. Just play Smash. Dude.
I would love to. If somebody taught me how to play Sonic, I'd play Smash. I played Melee, but I never played anything beyond that. Man.
I'm in the same boat as you. Yeah. I used to play Peach in Melee.
You played Peach?
I played Peach. Yeah, the slap.
I like King Day Today
and down smash.
King Day Today. I guess I
throw loop.
Yeah, listen, if you got really like King Day Today to play King Day Today and Smash.
That's true, because he's
But so you mentioned Ken, Abidango. Who else? Who else is here from Japan that is really on the international radar like that?
On the international radar is a little bit hard to say. You know, the players that we see most often in America, I think, are everybody knows Ken. And it's really unfortunate. I guess it's unfortunate and fortunate that we don't see as many Japanese players. They're not like household names as they are in America. I think we're going to see a lot of new ones this weekend. Like I was talking about earlier, we got the hidden bosses, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that's going to happen here. I'm willing to bet, and I'm not like Rip. I'm not going to go back on my bet. I'm willing to bet here. Smash 4.
Leave it to Rip.
Smash 4 top 8 on Sunday. We're going to see at least, I'm going to say, 3 names that we're not as familiar with. Players that we don't hear about in America as much. They're going to be amazing players out of nowhere in the Smash 4 top 8. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Hold me to that.
I just want to see that Yoshi player go ham.
Melee?
Yeah.
Amza?
Yeah. I love watching him play. He's amazing. But we have some Street Fighter in front of us here, and we got ROF versus Carry.
So we were talking about Birdie. Minute RD is here, one of the people I think is going to make top 8, possibly top 3. I don't see him not making top 3, honestly. And we talked about like the universal scaling on damage, and I feel like characters like Birdie, who I never really felt was bad, but his neutral has always been super good.
Yeah.
That's why you can get away with controlling, walking people to their corner,
and it's a lot of one button stuff too, right? His ground game and just in general, it doesn't rely too heavily on combos, and so that kind of stuff isn't really going to affect him that much. He gets so much done just by controlling your space where you walk on the ground.
And walking, making you afraid to stop moving with EX dive and stuff like that. Like, that's the kind of character that Birdie is. And honestly, I really like to see him being played in Street Fighter V. Don't get me wrong, I don't like, the whole fat Birdie. That's why I actually bought the DLC.
I was super mad. I can't believe they did that to my man.
Like, I actually like the new DLC a lot as well. Like, I totally support that costume.
I can't believe they did that to him, man. He used to be buff and intimidating. You didn't even understand what he was saying. He'll go to
Obama, he got hungry, man.
Bro,
he got hungry. He eats donuts now.
The chain slam is actually sick. That was actually has been one of my favorite animated moves in any Street Fighter game. The double goose. That is so sick.
That move is sick. And
he had those boots, the boots on the. Oh my God, man. I don't know how anybody didn't like Birdie.
That V-Trigger 2 is very reminiscent to that double chain kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Like, you get to, like, swing the chain around off of normals. It's kind of sick.
Oh, but I was highly upset, man. They had my man eating donuts, drinking soda and stuff. I'm like, come on, bro. You used to be raw. But
he still used to be raw.
But the gameplay, though, man, again, those normals, just such a huge
ass. Oh, yeah. It almost feels like a Mario Party game, him throwing cans and bananas at you, Like... But it's honestly, in a Street Fighter sense, he just sets up threats.
Yeah.
There's like so many threats. The can, the banana, the EX command throw, the jump-ins, the ambiguous jump-ins, great normals like you said, Steve.
Oh.
You know, like just like EX bullhorn, dictating neutral as well.
It scares people.
That was a gutsy call there. He certainly let it rip.
That's the way Birdie plays. If you ever watch Trashbox play, who is like the #1 player right now in CFN, amazing player, just straight up reads and just like balls to the walls, just going in.
Mena in particular is an interesting pick that you mentioned, Steve, just because I think a lot of Japanese players talk about his style compared to the normal JP player style that play Birdie. There's good representation of that character in this region, but Mena just has such a different style compared to them, and something Tokido mentioned as well. Going into Capcom Cup, actually, he was like, man, the way this kid plays is so differently than anybody else that I play with out here.
I mean, that definitely makes sense. I mean, you have to remember the regions when it comes to Street Fighter in general, especially Street Fighter V. I feel like there's the variety of gameplay is so significant, and I feel like that's why players from the ER are so important to this scene. Like the fact that Mena took a character that nobody looked at twice after Season 1, 2 weeks in, and made him win Capcom Cup is amazing.
Juggle off the banana.
You want to know what the secret is, though, right? Did you guys know? I'm sure you guys have heard about this. You know, Mena RD is also a Smash player.
Yes.
Yes. I actually did hear about this. Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
Dang, that's the plug, huh?
Awesome,
Who does he play in?
Yo, they let
Smash?
Dr. Disrespect. He's back.
That's
He's
what
back.
I was gonna say, dude.
Dr. Disrespect?
I was gonna mention that. I'm glad you did. Anyway,
I'm glad y'all did. I was thinking the same thing.
I didn't want to say it.
I looked up the look back.
The stats.
That, you see that? Yo, go back. Did you see that girl? She knows who was that. She's like, yo, this is definitely.
She's
Look,
like,
that's him.
yes.
That's definitely him. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Did
His wife let him out the house. Good for him.
Did you see his new
My
video?
man messed up.
You
Bro,
saw-
he messed
wait,
up.
wait,
He
wait.
messed up.
You saw his new video, though, right?
His new
He's
new
back.
video?
He's
What is
back.
it?
He's
He
back.
actually has his new video, dog. He's coming back.
Oh my God.
That's a woman right there. She let you come back after that?
Man.
Well, you gotta watch that video to the lore, man.
Kobe did it. Kobe did it.
my God.
He certainly did.
I see you, Kobe. I'm not saying it's okay,
Yes.
but before we do anything,
yeah, before we
DC,
get in more trouble,
getting
guys,
trouble.
we're gonna take a quick break. Be back with more Evo Japan.